Hello, wonderful attendees. I'm your host, Dalvinder Kaur from Lovely Professional University. We are excited to have you with us and look forward to an engaging and insightful session. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's topic: design, deliver, dominate the freelance journey in UX, UI, and visual design. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the experts of the day. Dr. Hardeep Singh, faculty at Adobe School of Design, Multimedia and Animation, Lovely Professional University. He holds multiple patents and has authored a book in the domain reflecting his blend of creativity and academic rigor. Dr. Hardeep continues to shape the future of animation sorry animation and education through research, innovation, and more. So now I would like to introduce the alumni also in this webinar, Ms. Rupali Bansal. Welcome, Ms. Rupali. She is a UX UI designer, visual design specialist. With 5 years of experience, she has collaborated with a range of brands and startups, mobile apps, and more. Before we proceed further in today's session, I would like to request everyone for any questions. You can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed from my side in the end of this webinar. Now I'm going to hand over this session to our experts, Dr. Hardeep Singh and Ms. Rupali Bansal, and it would be an absolute delight to listen from them. Over to you both.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. Today's session will be in a question and answer format where you will learn many new things. We are happy to have Miss Rupali with us, and you will gain useful knowledge about the freelance industry from her experience. So, Rupali, how are you, beta?
Hi everyone, I'm good and hope you all are doing good as well.
So, if I'm talking about the today's session will be mostly useful for you, and then you will get the new ideas, how you can start your freelance, where you can start, how you can start, when you can start. So, we have an expert. So, Rupali, first of all, I will start my question answer from freelancing. Okay, so are you ready for it?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So, Rupali, what inspired you to start freelancing in UI/UX or visual design?
Yeah, so basically, during my graduation, I went to Europe under a semester exchange program, and there I studied a subject that was startup and entrepreneurship. So that totally changed my mind that rather than going into a proper corporate job, I need to start my own startup or do freelancing. So when I came back to India, I realized that starting a startup is not, you know, that easy at initial stage. So what I thought was I will do freelancing work with multiple companies and then small local startups, and then I'll gain insights like what they need from a designer or from a company, and then I can move into starting my own startup. So that is how I stepped into freelance journey, and from like past 5 years I'm only into freelancing. I haven't started my startup yet because that was something which started exciting me a lot, and I was getting a lot projects from all over the India and even one international projects. So that is the start of my freelance journey. Yes.
Good, very good. Just students, I tell you one thing. So today we are talking about the freelance, है ना? And Rupali has a rich experience in UI/UX, especially in freelance. So Rupali has a raw file. Okay, raw means, do you know about the zip file and raw file? Raw is a full material, zip file is small file. Shifali has a raw file and it will convert into zip file, and it she will give you, मीन्स इनके पास रॉ फाइल है, या रॉ फाइल को जिप फाइल कन्वर्ट करके देन शी विल गिव यू, एंड देन you can get the idea from her experience. I'm right, Shivali? Rupali, I'm right, beta?
Right, right. Okay.
Okay. So, Rupali, my next question is, how did you land your very first freelance project?
Okay. So basically, the first strategy was to get into an internship. So I landed internship firstly. From there, I made connections and I gave my best in that internship so that people would like to, tell others like a mouth of word that like she's a designer and you can give her a work. So that was the strategy which worked out. And from the word of mouth, I started getting some calls that are you a UI UX designer? Would you like to work for us? And that's how, like from my internship journey, from the contact of them, I got my first freelancing project, and it was from Hyderabad.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Very. So students, so then you can note down these points. So these are very good points, and then you can note down and then you can implement in your life. Okay. So Rupali, if I'm talking about the next question, is about the training. Okay. So did you go through any formal training, or you were mostly self-taught?
No, I just pursued my B design in graphics and specialization in UX UI design. Other than that, I didn't took any fancy courses or degrees. Everything is self-taught, and in the design field, I believe you will learn with practicing every day. So everything is self-taught.
So could you tell us about the difference between UI and UX?
Sure. So first comes is UX. UX is
Hmm.
basically user research. It's not about implementing ideas. It's about researching what end user, the one who will use our products, wants. So it can be any kind of research, like talking to users, like what
Hmm.
they are looking for in an app or an product, and secondly is like studying about your competitors, what others are doing in this field, and how you can improve it, how you can be unique. So this is like the UX part. And when you get insights like, okay, now I know what I have to do, what I have to build, you come to your computer or you just draw sketches, you just draw wireframes, and then when you start with this, implementing the screens, that's
Hmm.
UI. So UI is what people see, and UX is what people need. So this is the like huge difference between UX and UI.
So very good. Acha, Rupali, my next question is about the design. It's not only for UI UX, it's for also for any other design, animation design, graphics. So what should we keep in our mind while working on a freelance project?
Okay, so basically if you only ask me about freelancing project,
Mhm.
then it's really important to work in a tight deadline. Like mostly freelance projects are like you have to work in a specific time frame. You don't get months and months of time, and then to work long term with your client, you need to give your best. There are, sometimes you will face some problems, like they will give a lot of changes to you, but
Mhm.
when you are just getting started in this journey, you have to accept it. You can't deny it. So these are few things which you have to keep in mind.
Mhm.
Also, I'll like to add one thing for this. When you are designing, when you are working on any project, you don't have to think about your client, what he wants. You don't have to think about yourself, like how I am going to make it beautiful. You have to, at the end, think about the user who is going to use that product. So, like, it's not about just design; it's about
Mhm.
the experience at the end. Like, what experience you are giving to the one who is going to use your service or your product.
Mhm.
So, these are the few things that a designer should keep in mind while working.
True. And if I'm talking about the, so then we should know about the visualization. We should work on visualization, creativity, and aesthetical skills. You know? Then these
Yes,
skills will be very helpful for us if you are working as a freelancer. You know? Acha, Shifali,
yes,
you have a very rich experience in freelance domain or freelance industry. You know? So
yes,
I'm talking about the challenges. What were some of the biggest challenges when you started out?
sure. So, when I started my freelance journey, to be honest, I didn't get a proper guidance. And it was like someone gave you the project and you just started with it. You didn't do proper documentation or anything. And when you finished the project, there was a problem regarding finances, or as I discussed, regarding the changes they wanted. Like, it's not like changing a specific design, it's like changing the whole project. Like, you gave them V1 and now they wanted V2. So these were the few challenges that I faced. So to my friends who are going to, start this journey, I would really guide them that they should start with a proper documentation. They should create a drafts that I'll charge this much money for this much work, and I'll take this much time. If time will be more or the changes will be more, I'll be charging more. And so these, like, it should go like proper drafting and proper documentation, and everything should be discussed prior. Otherwise there will be like many challenges you have to face in this field. Even there are many scams around us, so we have to be very aware of them. Yeah.
Rupali, I have a one more question regarding the
Hmm.
design. We're talking about the design and freelance industry. So, if I'm talking about the newcomers, है ना, so they are thinking about कि now I have completed my degree and then I am working in freelance industry. So then I have opened my studio and now I have don't have any work. So then if now I want to move on freelance project, so how they can start their freelance project, how they can go to the websites such as Behance, Work, Upwork, or Word of the Mouth.
Yeah, so if we talk about Behance, Upwork like platforms, then I believe you need to have a very strong portfolio for that, because the people who are searching for designers on those platforms are looking for your work. They don't know you. So to build your reputation on such platform, you really need to have a very strong portfolio. And if it's about word of mouth, as I told you in starting, it's all about networking. You can start with some projects of by reference of your friends, or it can be a simple internship. You can take it as a freelance project as well, like a short term internship. And then you can attend few design events. From there you can get a lot of opportunities from various kind of people, whether it's a founder, it's another designer, or it's some businessman. Then these are few things which can be helpful in the freelance journey. And nowadays, like on the platforms like Behance and Upwork, it's a lot competition. You can stay behind somehow, but to make your presence, you have to work daily. You have to post anything daily, and like you have to, be in top 5, top 10 to get freelancing projects from such platforms.
Hmm.
But in my opinion, the best way is to have a networking, make connections, and get freelancing work from a word of mouth.
Very good thing. So then, student, you can note down these points. So, बहुत अच्छे points हैं. अच्छा, Rupali, my next question is now, for example, I am studying in BSc or B design. है ना? So
Yes.
then now I want to start my freelance project before upload my work on any other platforms. So then how I can evaluate my work. For example, this is my product, this is my design. How I can evaluate कि this is good design or bad design?
Yeah. So my answer to this question is you yourself can never evaluate your product or your design. You have to show it to 10, 20, 30, and so on people. You have to take feedback for that. And everyone will give you different kind of feedback. But you need to gather all the feedback and you have to iterate your product. You have to change, test your product again and again and make it what user want. Not you yourself can't evaluate it at all. You always have to get it evaluated from other person and the one who is going to really use that product.
My one more question regarding it. So, what role does your online portfolio or personal branding play in getting work?
It plays really important role. What I have feel is whenever you get some client or get some even get some contact from your friend, they will first ask about, can you show us your work? Do you have some portfolio? Because you have to build a trust. You yourself can't represent as a designer when you have nothing to show to them. So to build a trust, that, or tell your client that this is my level where I am on this design field, you have to build a good portfolio. Yes.
So there's a one more question regarding the when I am talking about the client. है ना? For example, there's a one client and this is one designer. So how one designer can talk to the uh, okay, क्या कहते हैं इसको what sorry the one word is client, huh? Yeah, sorry. How we can talk to the client regarding the work? So for example, he or she gave me one task. So this is your task, now you have to work on the one design. So किस तरह हमने उनसे बात कर रही हैं, किस तरह हमने उनको फॉर द डिज़ाइन वी हैव टू कंपेल टू देम कि नहीं, सो दिस इज द गुड डिज़ाइन एंड दिस इज द बैड डिज़ाइन एंड विच इज़ द गुड डिज़ाइन। उनको कैसे हम बता सकते हैं कि ये नहीं, दिस इज फॉर यू एंड दिस इज नॉट फॉर यू? कोई ऐसा है फ्रीलांस जॉब में?
Yeah, actually, nowadays what I'm saying is, designers do what client wants. Okay, bad, whether it's a bad design or it's a good design. But you, as a good designer, have to explain them that this is a good design because this is useful for the end user. This is a bad design because you know this particular thing have some problems with it. So it's very important to describe them what's a good design and what's a bad design. I'll give you an example. Uh,
Hmm.
Once I got a project for a logo design, and uh, sorry, should I continue? Okay.
Please
I
please
got
continue.
I got a project for a logo design,
Hmm.
and I prepared like whole PRD and the initial sketches and everything. But when I presented it to the client, they said, we don't need it, we just need a final logo design. Okay, I provided them with the final logo design, but what happened? They said they didn't like it. So you as a designer know how much time it takes to ideate with the sketches and how much time it takes to vectorize the logo. So it's a huge difference for the timing. And when you are directly giving them the final product and they are not liking it and they are rejecting it fully, then it doesn't make sense to invest so much time. And if it would have been a process, like you see the sketches, you choose the one or two, and then we will be improving this and that, uh, then we can have a complete process and the end product can be what client wants and what is actually good. So we need to explain the client that how the good products come, how the bad products come, because it have some process included in it. So yeah, it's really important to, present them some with PRD, like the project documentation, project report, and yeah, like giving them some proposal that this is my way of working and you need to accept it. If you can, then I'll be proceeding with this project, freelancing project. Or if they don't want it, then I think you should back out, because you know, it may be bad for your
Mhm.
learning. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
really important.
Good,
Yeah.
good, very good. So, if I'm talking about Rupali, if I'm talking about the next part, so the next part is on the design process. So, could you walk us through your typical UI UX design process, and what tool or software do you use, and why do you prefer them?
Sure. Okay, so for a UI UX project, it's very important to make a research, that is UX. First comes UX always. There can be, different kind of projects. Sometimes it can be a project from the scratch, or it can be project which is already there, but you have to improve it. So for the project which is you are starting from the scratch, you have to, as I mentioned in the starting, you have to research with the end user who is going to use the product, that what they need, what they are really looking for in that project, and you have to note it down. Then if it's a revamp, it's a redesign of a project, then there's no need to, talk with the users. It's better to look into some other platforms, like the similar platforms, what they are doing, how they are improving day by day, and you have to note down that points. After that, you can start building with like low fidelity frames. It's called low fidelity frames in UI UX, which is like drawing basics.
So, could you tell us about this term so that our students can easily understand about that, because most of the students don't know about it. So,
Yeah, of course. So basically, low fidelity here means the skeleton version of your app or your website. Maybe most of you have seen,
the
there are
framework, you are talking
just,
about the framework,
yeah,
of
the
your design.
framework. Basically, we call it wireframe in UI
Okay.
UX design. It's like black and white font. So you have to do that, and then you have to show it to your client. They can just get an idea what's the user journey, how will, user perform with that app, where he will click, where he will navigate, where he will go, and then you can make improvements in that version only. After that, when you think now it's going into a good direction, you can start with the high fidelity. Now high fidelity is when you put colors, when you put images, illustrations, etc. So that's the third step. And after that, if client wants, you can also provide them with the prototype. That is, you can show them how the work, how this app will work. Like, I'll be mentioning the software I use. So in that, what you can do is, if you have, designed a sign up page, you entered your email, you entered your phone number, and you click sign up. So this product animated product is called prototype. That's like on based on the user needs, client needs, if he want it or not. So this is the fourth step which you can do. uh, Nowadays even there are many AI tools which can, bring your website, your app to life. Like
He is
you
helpful for the UI UX designer.
Actually, those softwares has just come into market. I have tried them. Like, it's called vibe coding. They are useful, but still, it's not like you can create the whole website, whole platform or
How
app.
we can integrate
But
both
it's
things?
it's
How we can, Rupali, how we can integrate AI and then aesthetical skills together?
Sure. Okay. So, as you asked, for UI UX, I use Figma. If
Hmm.
someone must be knowing, Figma is a like most known software for UX UI. So nowadays there are few platforms like Bold, Lovable. What you can simply do is there are two ways. You can just write prompts like a chat GPT, and you can ask it to generate an app or website. Or nowadays there are few things. What you can do is you can upload your Figma file, or you can just take screenshots of your file and upload it, and they will create a live website for you. But when you will try it, when you will test it, you can always see there are some limitations. There are few features which they cannot generate, or there is some problems. What you have designed is not really there. So it's like working on prompts. And
Because
here
AI don't have
also,
mind, na? AI don't have any
yeah,
mind, any
AI don't.
sense, any emotion. We have
Right.
a sense, mind, and emotion. So then we can easily connect with the
Yes.
design, and then we can think
Yes.
about the ideas. But AI can't do
Yes.
this type of thing.
No, no, AI can't do this. So it's helpful for sure, but it's not like the end thing. We have to work by our own. Yeah. So that's all I would like to
So these are very
share
good
for this
points. So
question.
students, I am
Yeah.
repeating. So then you can note down these points, and then you can implement in your life. Okay. So Rupali, my next question is about the client's feedback, because most of the freelancers are don't like these points. But I will ask to you, how do you handle feedback or design revision from the clients?
Okay. So
Because this is a very
the
tricky question.
yeah. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, when you're just stepping into this field, like when it's your first few months or first year into a freelance journey, then you have to take every feedback and implement it. You have to make your client happy at the initial stage. But with
That's the main
like,
task, na? How we can happy happy
okay,
your client.
so
So then the designer ke face pe always worried about how he will be happy, how he will be happy, how he will say that ki now your design is perfect, now go, then you can proceed further process.
yeah, that's really true. So that's the point. We need to take feedback on every step. They will tell you that change this, change that, and you have to implement it without arguing. You have to do it. You have to build that trust. You have to give whatever they need. Maybe you can try explaining them if they are not giving you the right feedback that this is not right for the product or this is not possible. But if you think that it's required by them, then you should give it at the initial stage. But with the time, when you are getting experienced, when you are
Mhm.
getting expert in this field, then you have to stop doing these things. Then if the feedback is you know not valid, you don't have to implement it. Also, you will face few problems, as I mentioned earlier. Like if you are giving them that I am doing this project in this much amount and I am including five changes for this project, and when they are offering you, when they are telling you to do the sixth change, you have to stop there and ask them, okay, this will be charged. This will, uh, have some extra amount of money added to it. But this shouldn't come when you are just stepping into the field. You have to be very, lenient, very cool while beginning this journey, but with the time you will start enjoying it. You can be your own boss, and
Yes.
but have some patience in the starting.
Yeah, use one word, na, your boss. So then I'm repeating again one question. So as a student, how we can start a freelance work when we can start our freelance work, how we can start, when we can start.
Okay, so as a student, I think you can start with few hypothetical projects first. Hypothetical here means like you can just take any platform, any app, any website you like online. You like its design, or you like how it's useful for the users, or what's the
Mhm.
UX behind it, and you just take it and try to copy it. Okay, try to copy it. Also look into the ongoing trends in design fields, implement those in your project, and just post it online, whether it's Instagram, whether those are design platforms like Dribble, Behance. Also share with your friends, and maybe there's a chance you can get your freelancing gig, first freelancing gig. So, but firstly, you have to, try with fake projects
Hmm.
which are not
Very,
real.
very, very important,
Yeah,
student. You can note down this point. A very valid point. Ji,
yes.
please.
And that's how it works. Like fake projects are really important because it builds your portfolio. And
Hmm.
when you showcase it to people around you, maybe they can like your work and you can get your first freelancing project, even being a student. But again, networking and making connections is very important for this.
Rupali, I have one more question. You are talking about the design, and then you are saying that as a freelance, you are your boss. है ना? So, could you tell
Yes.
me about the difference between office job and then freelance job?
Okay. This is actually a tricky question for me because I have never been to an office. I have never done a corporate job. Uh, like,
Let me tell. In corporate job, na, you have to go to on time, 9 to 5, 9 to 6. So then you can't move here and there. Then on the chair, then you'll have to follow the rules. And freelance job, so then you are your boss. Yeah, you said that, na, you are boss. You can go anywhere. Then you can do your work according to you.
yeah, that's true. But even freelance journey can be a bit harsh. Like me myself get sometimes frustrated because of the challenges we have to face in this journey, and the extra time. Like you can even you have to work like 15 to 20 hours a day.
Hmm.
If you get international projects, then you have to work in a different time zone as well. So sometimes it frustrates me, and I think like it's better to go into a corporate job and work 9 to 5. Like you have fixed hours of working. But I think I feel at the end, if you have to grow in this field, freelancing will help you more. Like you will have a new challenge daily. You will
Hmm.
work with various type of projects, various type of clients, which you
Hmm.
I think can't get in a corporate job. And yes, if once you become an expert in this field, then you become your own boss.
Good, good, fantastic, marvelous.
Yeah.
Acha, Rupali, we were talking about the time, है ना? So then, if I'm
Mhm.
talking about the time, how do you manage your time between college work and freelance project?
Okay, so right now I'm not involved in any kind of studies,
Mhm.
so I am just working professional now. When I was in college, during that
Mhm.
time, I took few projects, few
Mhm.
freelancing projects, but I told the client very honestly that I'm a college student and I have these this is my schedule basically. So if client wants to understand, they will understand you, and if they really want you, they will work according to you. This is what happened with me. So like during morning to evening, I attended my classes. I took few rest, like few hour rest, and then I worked for 3 to 4 hours on a project. and that worked out for me. During your college time, I think you shouldn't take many projects. You should first complete your one project and then jump into next. Now, like, I'm not involved into a college anymore. Now I'm only a working professional, so I can take multiple projects and work on them. So during college, you have to, do your time management and not rush into many projects at initial stage.
Good. अच्छा रूपाली, so if I'm talking about the client side है ना, for example एक client है, then you are working on his or her project, वो आपके
Mhm.
डिज़ाइन करने के बाद आपको बोला है कि नो योर डिज़ाइन इज़ नॉट गुड, सो देन इस टाइम पे आपने कैसे, हाउ यू हैव डील विद देम, किस तरह उससे डील किया, किस तरह आपने उनको गाइड करते, किस तरह समझाते, दिस इज़ अ वेरी टिपिकल सिचुएशन।
Yeah, it's really a typical situation. As I mentioned earlier, when you are in your starting stage, you don't have to be impatient about it. You just have to do it. Even if they ask you about totally new design, just provide them with it because you will learn something. You are still in your learning process. But when you are gaining experience already, now it's been 5 years I'm working in this field. Now, if someone asks me that, okay, just provide me with new design, it just happened with me few days back. Like, I'm also working in packaging design. I took one freelancing project
ओके।
for packaging of gift boxes. Like, it's a company for agarbatti diffusers and
यस
all.
यस हाँ यस।
Yeah, and I was designing packages for them. So we have a contract for 4 boxes, and 2 were already finalized. And for the third one, they like rejected the whole design. Uh, I believe even if it's been 5 years, I still have to learn something. I'm still not an expert. So I provided them with the second design, like without being impatient. Okay, they want it, let's provide it without any extra charge. But they also rejected that second design. So now it's really a typical situation what we need to do. So at this point, just explain them that it takes a lot time, takes a lot efforts to work on this project. So you have to pay me for my time, for my efforts. It's not like a 5 minutes or 10 minutes job that I can provide with totally different design. I can do that if you want, but uh, you have to value it. You have to pay me for that. So this
यस
is how you can handle. If they agree, continue with them. If they don't agree, then you have to stop there.
यस।
You have to
ओके,
value yours.
दिस इज अ नाइस अप्रोच।
Yeah.
अच्छा रूपाली, so if I'm talking about the from the beginner है ना, so how did you decide on your pricing as a beginner?
Yes, so that's again a tricky question. I have always
Because
been
students
very,
in newcomers है ना fond of this type of questions, so सर हम इतना पैसा कमाएंगे, कैसे कमा सकते हैं, स्टार्टिंग में कैसे कमाएंगे पैसा, so
I get it. I have also been a fresher and I get it. When it
but they're
was my
fascinated
first
about the
freelancing project.
freelancing and money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a valid question actually. Even when I did my first freelancing project, I was very curious. Oh, I'm going to earn something from it. But when it came, what I have to tell my client, I'll charge them. I was blank. So what approach I followed was firstly ask your client what's their budget. If they can tell it, Um if you go into some salon or some, even if you see normal apps like Zomato, Swiggy, you will see that there's one normal free subscription for everyone, and then there's a premium subscription. Even if you look into some platforms, you have 3 to 4 packages, that it's a pro, it's a premium, and it's an enterprise package. So prices vary. and
True.
we as a customer will buy package according to our needs and according to our budget actually. So that's how we need to ask clients that what's your budget. If they can tell it, then it's really good. uh, or just ask them for a range that what should be like, what is your budget range. Even range is helpful.
Mm.
If they don't do any of this, just research what designers of your experience are doing around you, what they are charging. Just check sites like Upwork or Fiverr. Just see what, just see as a, uh, just see as a recruiter that if you recruit a designer with 1 year of experience, what they are gonna charge, and look at their work, what they are doing, what level of work they are doing, and accordingly decide your pricing. Uh, it's better to give a like mm, like a defined price, or it's also good to give like packages. These are my packages. I'll provide this much screens if you are doing a UX UI project in this much time, and this much money. So this is how you should be deciding your pricing. Like it's never fixed. It's also based
Mm.
on clients. If it's a big business, you can charge more. If it's a small business, you can charge less. And if it's an international project, of course, you can
Mm.
charge more. So it's always on client, what kind of client it is, and based on your research, you have to charge them. Like I
Totally
can't
depends on the
tell
project. Totally depends on the
the
project.
project and the client.
Mm.
Yes.
Acha, if I'm talking about the freelance, Rupali, according to you, exactly what is freelance according to you? Your thought process about
Uh,
the.
okay. So if I have to break this word, I would say freelance is freedom plus responsibility.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. Yeah. So you get a lot of freedom in this journey. If
Mm.
you don't want to work like at 2 p.m., then you can stop working at 2 p.m., which you can't do in your corporate job. If you want to work tonight, you can do that. You can complete your project at any time you want, but there should be decided deadline that if client want the project on this date, we have to deliver it to them. But yeah, you have the freedom that when and how I have to work,
Mm.
and responsibility also comes with it. If some client is trusting you as an individual, they are not trusting any design agency. They are not sending their project into an agency. They are getting their project done from an individual. Then
Mm.
it means they are trusting you a lot. So you have to give your best to them. You have to deliver the best quality, and you have to deliver in best time, like at as soon as possible. But it should not, you should not hurry up with your designs. It should
Mm.
be like the best version of you. So yeah, I think freelancing comes with both of these things, freedom and responsibility both. Yeah.
So, Rupali, do you use contract and invoice with your clients? How did you learn about that?
Yes. Actually, at starting, I didn't use both of them, but with time, it's really crucial thing. Uh,
Mm.
uh, Now I use both contracts and invoices. It's a
Mm.
proof, and then it's a you know trust that we are not involved into some scam. And
Mm.
I'm not using very fancy drafts for both. You just can take simple templates. Even you
Mm.
have nowadays AI, you have chat GPT, you can make good use of that. If you will just give them that this is my project, this is my client, this is what I discussed, can you generate a contract or a PRD for me? Then it will generate it for you. And for invoice, it's you can get templates from anywhere, like online. It's there are a lot of templates, so it's yeah, it's good to have both before and after starting the project. Yes.
Uh, Rupali, have you ever faced issues with the late payment, and how did you deal with them?
Yes, actually, I have faced it. Even after doing the contract, I have faced it. Uh, Actually, I'm still in that situation currently where my payment is very late. Uh, like, you have to be very professional in this case. I would say when you're starting a freelancing project, what I have learned is never talk to them, on social media. Okay, your first conversation with them is
Hmm.
on social media, but
Hmm.
ask them, request them to have each and every conversation on an email from your contracts,
Hmm.
their requirements, your proposal.
Correct.
Everything should be on
Hmm.
email.
Perfect.
And when such situations come, when the payments are coming late or anything,
Hmm.
then just remind them on an email. If they are not responding, just keep on following up, like in few intervals, like maybe 5 days, 7 days. Uh, yeah, and if they are not paying, then there are few procedures also, like the legal procedures, which you can, follow, because you have done everything officially. You have get paper signed from them and everything. Personally, I have never been in that situation where I took some legal action, but yeah, it's possible to take a legal action against them. Yes.
Hmm. Then it would be.
Also, yeah, I would like to add one thing. When you are working on a big freelancing projects, always you should take something in advance to have a security with your project.
Hmm.
It can be 20%, 35%, or 50%, but you should take some advance. And if there's any situation when you don't want to take any legal action or anything, then like you could have some satisfaction that okay, I have 50% of my decided budget with me, so it's good to take an advance.
Good. Just Rupali, so if I'm talking about the design, huh? So then we have discussed about the design and then freelance. So could you tell me about the what is the importance of research in a design?
Yeah, so research actually plays a very important role. uh, how I would tell you with few examples. Like design is not about making something look pretty. Like it's not only about that. It's of course design is about all about that, but not only about that. I'll give you few examples. If you see few brands, like I'll tell you one example of Mercedes. If you see, you know why it's a premium brand. Is it because of its looks? No. There are many other cars which look pretty as that. Is it
Case study
about
type. Case
yeah,
study
yeah,
type.
yeah, case study. Yes, yes, yes. And it's about like giving the experience to your users. Like, Mercedes is testing with their car doors every year
Hmm.
that it should have, at lowest noise as possible, to give it a premium look so that they can sell it at the premium price. Or if you take an example of you know pedigree, like the dog food. So what they did was, somewhere in Europe, they sprayed something to their store and the road around it, so that if a owner is walking their dog, The dog should push their owner to that store, and they will feel very good that they are wagging their tails and all. So their owner is thinking, oh, my dog is happy here, maybe he wants this food, and they just buy that food. Okay, so this is like uh, how designers should think. It's not only about eyes, what your eyes see. You should also take care of other human senses, like how your product should feel if you touch it. Even if you take an example of UI UX for that, you must have seen, even for Android or even for iOS, when you type on a keyboard, there's some sound which comes up, and you get a sensation that you are typing on a real keyboard. It's not
Hmm.
just a display. So that's the kind of experience you are giving to your user with the touch. So these are few case studies, few research that you have to make. You have to learn that what big brands have done, not just visually, but with the experience. And then you
We
have
can easily
to
find the
think,
gap also, no? We can easily find the
sorry,
gap. For example, you are talking about the Mercedes, you know. So then, with the help of research, so then we can easily find the gap, and then we can fulfill the gap,
yes,
and after that we can
exactly.
get new idea.
Exactly, exactly. At the end, you should always think that if your product comes into the market and if it goes, those people will remember it. If they are remembering it, then yeah, you have really done a good job. And if it just vanishes away, no one cares about it, then I think that's not enough you have done. Yeah.
I want to give you one example. Last time, na, in a previous semester, I was sitting in my space. That time, one student came to me. He said that, sir, ki, then I have developed one app. So I did not launch it. So then, could you play it? So then I took her mobile and then started working on it. And I said that it's a very nice product. So then she said that कि sir, I did not launch, but I want to get the idea कि जो पहले इस तरह की ऐप चलती थी, so she was I think working on a one मेट्रो मनी तो किस टाइप की ऐड थी वो, उसके ऊपर ऐप के ऊपर काम बना कर रही थी। हाँ, अपना एक स्कूल का एलएमएस था। So
Okay.
then she has integrated 2D and 3D, एंड देन बहुत सारे उसने उसमें ऑप्शंस ऐड कर रखे थे। एंड देन शी सेड दैट कि सर आई फाउंड अ वन गैप, द गैप इज कि यहाँ पे वी आर नॉट एबल टू इंटीग्रेट 2D एंड 3D, so here I added the 2D and 3D, and then you can get the experience 2D and 3D on the same platform.
Yeah,
That is the
exactly.
gap, and that's a very good thing.
Exactly.
So then हाँ।
Exactly.
हम्म। अच्छा रूपाली, so कई बार आपको ऐसा हुआ कि then you are working on a one product, okay, and then client is calling to you after one day, Shifali, have you completed my work? And then you are saying that, sir ma'am, I am working on it. And again 1 hour, Rupali, what about my project? So then have you got this type of experience?
Yeah, like I have bought this, but at this time you have to make them remind about the contract you shared with them, that this was the time
Before time,
period.
then before
And
time you gave a deadline कि then I will complete within 1 month, and then client is calling to you
yeah,
after 2 days, after 2 days. So then किस तरह आप deal करते हो उनसे?
I think you can just show your progress. That is what I do. That this is the progress I have done till now. If like I think in freelancing projects you will not get uh, get these points like, oh, why you haven't done this, or why it's not completed yet, because that was already decided. And also it's your responsibility that what you have proposed them, that I'll be doing this screen in this time period, then you have to do this. You shouldn't be late about it. See, if client is paying you, they will of course ask you for the follow-up, even if it's 1 hour or one day. It's their right actually to follow up from you. You just need to show your progress, and you have to do your progress because it shouldn't be end time, like when you are working on your project. It's a long process, and you have to start from the first day itself. Yes.
Thank you, Shival. Thank you, Rupali. Thank you so much. So, Miss Dilvinder Kaur ji, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hardeep Singh and Ms. Rupali Bansal. It was a wonderful session. So if anyone have any questions regarding the admissions, they just write on us at admissions@lpu.co.in. And you can do WhatsApp chat with us. Our WhatsApp number is 985256900. I'm repeating the number. It's 985256900. And once again, thanks to our experts, Dr. Hardeep Singh and Ms. Rupali Bansal. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision making regarding admissions. If anyone wants to access this webinar again, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in, or can be accessed on YouTube also. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I will be signing off this webinar. Take care and goodbye. Have a great day.